All right. Cool.
So, welcome to iConTalks. I am Icon, your host and moderator. And as usual, we have the great Hero from Coding with Strangers. Please introduce yourself.
What's up, party people? Hey, I want to send a special shout out to all the little terrorists on all the college campuses that are experiencing a lot of flack right now. But I would like to remind you that when Martin Luther King was killed, Malcolm X, and a host of other great heroes were being sent to jail or murdered for their beliefs, nobody was on our side back then. But ironically, somehow, some way, some of my favorite heroes all have, you know, criminal records. So what's that say about our justice system?
Everybody got a record.
Our other host, Chef Shake, please introduce yourself.
What it do? It's Shake. You know who it be. As always, ready to kick ass. I mean,
yeah.
Shout out to I wouldn't you. I was about to say. Let me finish. Shout out to the people who I won't call terrorists because they're using that as an excuse to demask them and do terrible things to these kids on these college campuses. We're just saying stop using my money to kill kids. You can use my money to do other things, but just don't use it to kill kids. Or other terrible things, poison our water, but just don't use it to kill children. That's all that matters. So let's not use the term terrorist when we talk about these freedom fighters. Every terrorist is just a freedom fighter, however you look at it. That's the Chechens.
Really?
Yeah, that's the
Okay. As usual, if Hero says something you like or you agree with, please type exclamation V2 in the chat to upvote Hero. And if Shake says something you like or agree with, please type exclamation V3 in the chat to upvote him. And we are going to move on along to our first topic, which is our icebreaker. What are some of the dumb things that people say to console other people?
When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. That's some all bullshit. That's about or well, it can't get any fucking worse. I want to slap the hell out every time someone says that. But I was like, does this? If I slap you once and I slap you hard the second time, it definitely worse. The slap definitely hurt more, right? So now you slap twice. That's a worse situation than when you be slapped once, right? Like, so that's an asinine subject. It's an asinine thing to say. Like, whoever came up with that had to be the best troll of all time. Right? I'm gonna say something so objectively obvious that everybody's gonna say it, and people are gonna realize how dumb it's still gonna say. Those are my two off the top.
The one that comes to mind is immediately when life gives you lemon, make lemonade. I'm like, nah, do you know how brutally bad it would be to just keep getting pelted with lemons for all that exists in life? Another one that really gets on my nerve is when they say free little homie. What did homie do? Oh, he drove down the street, Grand Theft Auto, and then got into a 6-car pileup and killed a family of 5. Oh, keep his ass in jail. Let him live there. Let him die there. Let's stop saying that. And I like that one too. The change on it is man proposes and God disposes. No, man proposes and man is just bad at planning. That's why we have something called history to go back and see what we messed up on.
Oh, I always thought that saying was God proposes, man disposes. Like, as in, like, man be killed. Like, God makes man and man kills man. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, we do a real good job of killing each other.
Like we do. Not me helping Shake. Not me teaching Shake a millennial worth of knowledge in just 10 seconds about a misconception. I'm here to help, baby. I'm here to help.
First off, free the wave.
The wave is backwards. Say it till the wave is backwards. We talk about freedom because I mean, battle rap needs tsunami surf. He did do everything in that Rico, right? So like, if we're gonna talk about what Hero said real quick, of like free the bro, free the homie. Like that's ignoring the fact that your friend is a criminal, right? He is a felon. Your friend is a felon, and you're talking about letting a demon back out on the streets, right? Like, that's what don't make no sense to me. Whenever you see these videos of like these rappers, their mom comes out there and like, yo, he was such an angel. I'm like, everybody else in the neighborhood called him a demon. How was he an angel to you? But everybody else was.
His name is Akuma. They call him Akuma on the streets.
Hold on.
He's familiar with the Satanuo Auto.
Wow, not where I expected this to go. Again, free yayo. All right.
Oh, therapy. Someone else is going through worse. Be grateful. Like my shit don't matter. Like my stuff don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Is it like, and it's funny because I was talking with my girl earlier. I asked her how her nephew was doing. He's a basketball player. He hurt his knee, so he's not playing right now. So, she was consoling her nephew when this happened. Like, when I was your age, I went through this, and that. I'm like, how does that help him get back on the court? That does nothing for him. And I was like, you know what? We're talking about that tonight too. So let's go ahead and move to our next topic. R&B singer Brian McKnight. Actually, no, wrong topic. I'm sorry. Hey, that's
down vote. Exclamation D1.
Really?
Exclamation D1. D1. Exclamation D1. You got one job, blood. One job. No, keep it in the pot. Keep it in the pot.
I'm nervous because of the storm out here. That's damn, Trap.
That's what you said to your girl. I'm nervous.
That's what you said.
I can't perform. I'm nervous. Stuttering.
All right. It is May. This is our first show of May. So, of course, I have to ask, who is your champ and chump for April 2004?
I'm the chump for getting my ass laid off in the last month.
I think for me, I'm gonna go for champ. I have to say the thing that probably I won't get to see for another 27 some odd years is that damn solar eclipse or whatever that happened. I actually missed it. But I'm happy to say that it was something that happened and it came out. And I'm happy a lot of people first time experience. My nieces talked about it so much, and it garnered a new thing that they like to talk about, a thing they like to do. It was really interesting to see someone become fascinated with the stars. Hopefully they don't turn into one of these demons that believe all horoscopes or some nonsense like that. The Chump for 2018 for April, it's a fine line between. I don't know. Shake, go real quick. Let me think about this.
Me clearly with the Chump was getting laid off. I had nothing to do with my work performance. It just company was failing. But Chump, because now I don't have a job, so it makes me feel terrible. The champ is definitely the Drake haters. I did not realize y'all roaches was coming out the woodwork like this. It was like someone cut the lights on and y'all just popped up out of nowhere. Like I knew people. There was a subset of the people who didn't like him. But y'all have publicly come out for this man's demise. Like this, I'm happy to see this, right? I'm always down to bring a light-skinned brother down a peg or two, right? I'm always down to bring them pretty high yellow Negroes down about 4 or 5 pegs, just for the sake of you light-skinned. Nothing more than that, than just that only. But yeah, I think they're the champs. I mean, all the Kendrick stands who's like rapping at people's ear, telling you, oh, you're not smart enough to listen to Kendrick. Y'all are happy now because he finally released regularly. The man dropped 5 songs in literally a 1 week period. He's never done that ever in his life, including his K-Dot mixtape days. I don't think he's dropped 5 songs on an album in a week period. So that's the champs, the Kendrick fans and the Drake fans. They're the champs.
Under pillar coffee, you hilarious. He said, "Ain't you light skinned?" He said, "He calling you the light skinned one in the group."
It's crazy. That's I'm caramel.
Yo, he calls you the light skinned one in the group.
I like how a first time chatter just came in and destroyed.
Wings, just swing.
Let's go.
First time.
Yo, first time chatter.
Hey, I can't pin it. What the hell? Oh, there we go.
Pin that shit. I'll pin it.
How am I light skinned? So first of all, how am I light skinned? I'm like caramel. I'm caramel.
Between me and Icon and you the light skinned bro. I like that. It's hey, okay. I thought of the bad one that it was, and I have to say it's the NBA, because somehow, some way, the NBA has managed to let the big three of the NBA, which is LeBron, what's it called, Aisha Curry's husband, and the dude with the bald spot in the back of his head, the Reaper. Somehow all of them are out of the playoffs, and now we have this new generation of people, and the ratings for the first series of all NBA games were lower than Caitlin Clark's premier first season game for the WNBA, which says a lot about the shift in the dynamic nature of the NBA.
Oh, can I piggyback off something he said? Because I'm gonna use the chumps for the WNBA. All the WNBA players who hated on Caitlin Clark talking about she was not going to be able to do this in the WNBA. Yeah, if you watch that first preseason, I understand it was a preseason game, but it was like Carlos Boozer when he was talking about LeBron before LeBron got into the league, and then LeBron got into the league, and then he was like, "Oh, I do this." People act like Caitlin Clark didn't just drop 22 on people's head in a preseason, right? And was dropping them from like 40 feet. So that little Iowa white girl, she's the champ of May. Like, she shut up Sue Bird, shut her old ass up. Like, get out of here, old lady, boomer, right? Get out of here with that shit. So I got mad respect then.
My chump goes to Mississippi, the legislature in Mississippi, who thought it was a good idea to have Confederate Month. Yeah, that's what we need. Confederate Month.
Why not? Why not? It was a war. Don't you honor war veterans?
Yeah, let's celebrate the treasonous war veterans.
Depends on how you look at it, sir. Depends on how you look at it.
The losers that lasted a whole 4 years. That's part of our heritage.
The South will rise again. What don't you know about that?
Oh, it's rising. My champ goes to a young lady whose name I cannot pronounce. It is Teresa.
Wait. We can't let that slide. Both Heero and I said something. You try to let that slide like nothing happened, right? No, because you said the South is rising. We're like, hey, yo, that's crazy, and you just try to go right over that.
Are we cool now? Pause. No deal.
Yeah, sorry, continue. Right? Just try to bulldoze past that.
No. For some reason, I thought we were more mature than that. I don't know why. I don't know.
But never that more mature than that.
She is a politician in one of the poorest countries in Africa. And one of the first things she did when she was elected to office was get rid of child marriages. I don't know why the hell they still have them, but they do. But her mission was to get rid of them. So she broke down on child marriages, and her other initiative was to make sure that young women were provided the same education as young men. So she is my champ, and I can't. Her economy. I'll just copy and paste her name into the chat if y'all want to look her up. But that is my champ. So are we ready to move on?
Wait, she's given the same level of education.
I mean, where is she from? But at least the boys and the girls.
I'm not like if she's still going by chief.
Bruh, it's a start. And did he freeze?
Based on his fan not moving, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Next topic.
Well, we'll say hi to Shake when Shake. You still in Discord? Oh, he
negative.
All right, what we got next? There we go. Brian McKnight canceled. R&B singing sensation from the 90s, Brian McKnight decided that it is not his responsibility to raise the kids that he had in sin, meaning all the children that he had out of wedlock. It is not his responsibility to raise them because they were created from sin. That backlash ensued, and people have asked for refunds for concerts, and they're just not feeling him right now. Heero, what say you?
Brian McKnight is alive.
That he is.
And therein lies all the thing you need to know. You know, it's a strange thing when the thing that used to get you can't bring you back. Brian McKnight selling concert tickets used to be enough. And now that that's not enough, you got to create a controversy, right? You got to create something funny for the crowd and everyone to get riled up on. Do I believe that he believes that the kids he helped give birth to shouldn't stand on business and he shouldn't take care of them? Obviously not. But do I also feel like this has a hint of, como se dice, bullshit to garner attention so everyone now knows he's going on tour, because I guarantee you the correlation between him going on tour and him making this announcement are eerie similar. This is a business practice that is relying on people's emotions about a very important topic in today's day and age, where women don't have the right to say they don't want to be part of a child's life anymore because by force they have to carry that child because men told them they have to. So to hear a dude come out and crack jokes about it is kind of sus.
You know, I would be more happy. I would be happier if it was a joke. He literally has disowned his children because he had them out of sin.
Well, because he's a Reformed Christian now.
Bruh.
I got the spirit of Shake.
I'm back now. The internet took a dive. But he's a Reformed Christian now, so that's why he can't do that. And so he's like, I don't have to deal with them kids. Talk about if F them kids was a person, that's Brian McKnight. He's like, I just fathered them. Doesn't mean I'm a daddy. That's two different things. Y'all trying to make me be a daddy. And also, I'm pretty sure those first kids is grown. He's like, didn't do my time. Right? He got off a technicality. He didn't have to do his 18 and raise them kids. So he's like, why y'all harassing me about kids I didn't want or I don't want now? I retroactively don't want. So
okay,
the man the man changed his name so that his new son could be a junior. Right? His new kids could be a junior. Why are people surprised that he does not like his kids? Like, for a man to change his name to make the next set be junior?
Does he not like his kid, or does he not like the baby mama?
He doesn't like
that sounds.
No, I think it's both. It's got to be a combo of both, right?
It's got to be both.
Because there's one thing just hate the kid, but you not only hate your baby moms, but you also hate the kid. Like, you must fundamentally hate both. Like, I'm pretty sure Russell Simmons hates both, but that's a different conversation.
You taking
conversation for later. Yeah. No, Bali Simmons. Yeah, Robinson, hold on. Sorry,
okay, so are you bringing back your video or no?
Oh, my video didn't come back in? My bad. Yeah, you have to send me the invite. I don't know.
All right, 1 second. All right, there you go. This dude got a new family. He was like, the hell with the old one.
Mm-hmm. Out with the old, in with the new. See, that's a good, now circle back. That's a good quote. Out with the old, in with the new. First in, first out. If you ever worked in a restaurant, you know it's FIFO. First in, first out.
Wow.
I didn't know this about him, and not to say like I had his whole discography inside of my iPod or anything like that, but maybe I won't hit a 2-step when this song comes on next time.
Bruh. He flat out disowned them fools. All right, let's move on.
Do we know what type of kids he has? Like, he got sons?
What type? Humans. What the hell?
Like he got son? Is his son like gay or something like that? I'm not saying it's a right for him to disown them, but I'm just trying to figure it out.
What is his kids? What else do you need?
I'm just saying, like, he a Christian now. Them Christians be ignoring their gay kids. So I was trying to say something. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just trying to say something.
As you said, he newfound faith, out with the old. So let's be out with this topic and move to the next one. COVID. What habits from COVID did you keep post-COVID? For instance, I still wear a mask when I go out. I just think people are disgusting and I don't want them breathing on me. I try to stay away from them. I wear masks. I don't want to breathe on them. So what habits from the COVID era do you still do?
I don't share weed with nobody no more. I use it as an excuse to not share my weed.
Things ever as well.
What? Smoke weed with people?
You just putting your lips on something somebody else had their lips on.
Meanwhile, your homeboy out here eating the booty like groceries.
Like I said, I don't do that post-COVID no more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ask what my homeboy be doing before I put my lips on the blunt. I was like, yo.
There's a reason why I have plastic cups in my damn house. because I know my friends, and maybe you need to know some about your friends too.
Well, I just don't ask. I'm like the military in the 90s. Don't ask, don't tell. Right? I don't give That's what I'm like. This is the military. Don't ask, don't tell. But now, hell no. I would rather give somebody else a little bit of extra weed, allow them to roll up their own joint. We'll stand next to each other, and we both can just smoke before I let you hit my own. Like, because I would use the excuse during COVID. I was like, I don't know if you're vaccinated, right? And they're like, oh, I'm unvaccinated, and I'm like, I believe in vaccines. Or if they say I'm vaccinated, I'd say I don't believe in vaccines. Either way, I'd stand on either side of the fence just so I never have to smoke with them.
Jake is out here using and abusing the truth. What do you believe? Do you stand on anything? On anything?
Do I? Come on now, Heero. Did you ask? Do I stand on anything? Do I? Come on, downvote this man for asking a stupid question. Do I stand on anything? Ground? No. Business? Nope.
A thing that I willingly bring back. I think the mask, but normalize wearing mask in the bathroom. I don't know how this isn't even just a thing outright. The bathrooms in public smell so bad anyway. So when you had to wear a mask, I just realized how much more comfortable it is being able to go into the bathroom. That's just one. Another thing is carrying around hand sanitizer, because the amount of things that people touch and fiddle with is just crazy. And this is something that's normal, but it's not possible. When we talk to people who have lost loved ones to COVID and they still refuse to get vaccinated, shrugging our shoulders. You win some, you lose some. It's okay. We're not all going to be we're not all going to be CEOs. Some of us have to be janitors, you know. So no problem.
I don't know if we should have this conversation. I don't know if we should have this conversation because people lose people from the flu every day, B. But doesn't mean you should get flu vaccine all the time. But let's not have that conversation. Hey, next topic, because we're about to be canceled.
All right. When is hitting a woman justified? And before you answer, let's watch this video.
Also, okay.
Yep.
Like, when I say this, you trying to get us canceled, right? Like, what type of question? When I saw this, I was like, how does one answer this question, even in joke?
This is a very easy question.
It's an easy question. Okay, when we get back from this video, Icon's answering the question first. Because if we're going down, the leader's going to take us there.
Y'all not going to want me to talk. Let's go.
Hey, yo.
When he gives chase, she falls to the ground. He then appears to hit her in the head.
Ooh, that pass blocking though? Sorry.
That pass blocking.
Yeah. Like, low base, chopping the feet. Like,
the agent is incensed.
That green shirt he didn't need to wear though.
Hey, relax. I fight whoever. Take a deep breath. Put your hands on me. Whoever. Put your hands. I fight whoever. Knock your bitch ass. Knock me out. Your bitch ass. Knock me out. Okay. Knock me out. You saw what she did. Did you be personal? You don't have to touch her.
Okay, so before you respond, what you didn't see, because I couldn't show the whole video, of course, is prior to her hitting him, she was extremely loud, abusive, obnoxious, and he works there. He's trying to calm her down. So then she slaps him. Shake, when is it justified to hit a woman?
Per Sean Connery in 1982 with an interview with Barbara Walters on live television, recorded. You can look this clip up. I should have found this clip. He said, it is perfectly fine to open hand slap a woman just to discipline her every once in a while. So according to Sean Connery, Mr. James Bond, sometimes you just need to give her a little discipline whenever she steps out of line. So again, open hand slap, not closed hand, according to Sean Connery, Mr. James Bond.
Okay, so when I think of people, situations like this, I can't think about it like normal people because I'm a 6'5", 300-pound dude who can bench press a mini sedan if I really wanted to. So me open hand slapping anyone is a liability for me slapping the pigment off of their skin. With that knowledge in tow, this situation.
Wait. Just the visualization of just someone going from looking like Heero to all of a sudden being albino.
You gonna slap the vitiligo out of Uncle Ruckus? Like, what the hell?
So with those things in mind, for this particular situation, knowing I'm employed there and I just got assaulted, and what I am owed at this point is probably at least 30 days off to recover any damages and any restitutions acquired to me for a lack of protection from both my employer and assaultion from the public. He stood to gain more from eating a slap from by all intents and purposes, level 3 on the threat level of 10 blows. He fumbled the bag. This wouldn't garner a reaction out of me. I've been hit by women way harder than this. I've been hit by a woman's car and didn't beat her ass. But when she realized her bumper was still in my bare hands, that's when she realized maybe she made a mistake. I think for men, you have to meet most things with equal force. If you come home and you got 3 kids and you witness your wife dunking the first one head first into the bathtub, maybe it's okay to clock her in the back of the head. At the same token, if you're fighting a dude in the club and you notice his girl's peeking you from the side, hey, yeah, maybe throw her a left hook to remind her to stay in her place. But all things being considered, I think you got to meet things with a lot of equal response. And this wouldn't garner a reaction out of me. I would have took that L and been on vacation.
Hold up, man. I will say this. I will say this. Right? Because something about that clip. And it's indicative to what women do. Women do and say things that men know we are not allowed to do where it's up there, right? You are not, there's certain things you cannot say or do to another man without it's gone. It goes physical, period, point blank. Right? This altercation now evolves to physical, right? And it's a two-part. Both parties can, reduce the number of women being hit. Men should just stop hitting women, and women, you should probably stop avoid situations by saying and doing things that men do not play with, right?
Yeah, like hitting men.
That is exactly right.
I like the fifth grade rule. Keep your hands to yourself. Everybody just keep your hands to yourself.
Exactly. Like, if just because you hit me and you're not gonna knock me out. If I hit you, I'm gonna knock you out. But it's like for like, right? It's always, and using that to their advantage does not help them.
Okay. In many cases. But just because someone has an advantage doesn't mean that they actually have it over you.
No, I'm talking about women using that as an example, the advantage of that they can and expect men to not hit them.
No, there's literally nothing a woman can say to me that's going to cause a physical reaction to me. So, like a man who can substitute physical violence from a verbal assault, that's wild to me. So, like, there has to at least be a proportion of physical force that I deem threat worthy. So, like, unless she's bench pressing 225, there's no punch or even kick she could weather up that would garner a reaction out of me, barring her being like an Olympic style athlete. So, like, it's very minute. Like, I just couldn't. And how does it look? Okay, let's say even if she did bring a bat to this fight, she hits me with the bat. How much torque is she garnering with that? Bruh. Before I just grab it, take it away from her, and say, sit down before you get put down.
So for us that are not in the Marvel universe, I'm not picking up car bumpers when I get hit by a car, and I'm not taking a baseball bat like.
No, yeah. If you're Master Roshi, I get it. You're not hitting the Kamehameha times 10. You get it, but like at the same time.
Okay, so let me tell you why I'm upset with you, Heero. As a former NFL player, you didn't comment on his technique. The technique was kind of
Shake gave the breakdown in real time. Hold on, and if I was being honest, as a defensive tackle, his ass was too high. You need to drop low. That's why he was able to get past you on the second shuffle. All right, let's take it here from the section. He's basing himself. His ass is too high. Look, he's getting pushed back. He's in the quarterback slap. That's a sack. He got back there in less than 1 second. That's a sack in the NFL. So I was not impressed. Look at this weak side control. He does the arm bar. Get off of me. Farmer's hand. I mean, this is not good technique. I was not impressed. That's why it is.
Technically, the offensive
with Shake.
What up?
We just watched some Captain Save-A-Ho ass nigga, and you know I don't use that word often. I just hate that.
Shake was gonna go in on that.
Anything for the 2 to 3 minutes when this woman was in this man's face. But now all of a sudden you can't hit a woman. Did you pull the woman back and say, "Hey, you can't hit a man"?
But this is what I'm talking about.
No, but the guy
men who don't know the definition of chivalry.
If anybody did anything to stop her, then they would be perceived as the bad guy. I've seen 2 situations where instead of talking to the guy, they talked to the woman and removed her, and the guy that removed said woman out of the equation still got in trouble for what was deemed manhandling women. Because in all actuality, and this is something that all men just have to know, like in public, and barring there not being any weapons, let's say if me and Shake are having a heated argument, given our size and just our ferocity to speak, if you're a woman blind enough to get in between the both of us, you have set yourself up for failure at that point. So as a guy, the guy did the right thing by talking to the man like, "Hey man, I'm not trying to bring you violence, but you need to chill."
But he was.
So like, yeah, but the problem is, at some point, you got to realize certain men are really boys in men clothing. And then you got to let consequences be consequences, because at that point now he has pass block, and now he's getting himself involved for no reason.
So 2 things. This stems back to what I was saying about women saying things, right? That they know men would go up there. If you look at that clip again, right? That you see the things that he has said. He's usually like, "I was called a bitch ass nigga," this, that, and the third. Like, there's a certain point where you're like, we're at this point, right? And you're left this threshold of, I can't fight a woman like you would fight a man, right? And she's using it because she's going around the man. She's going around the man. She's using the man as a protector, as a protectant to then assault the man. And that's what I'm saying. Part of her being hit is her fault. Right? Instead of recognizing, this man is brought to the point where he will knock me out. There is somebody in front of me to stopping me, and yet I'm continuing to poke said bear after that. Right? The ironic part is if he had landed a good hit on her and not actually got, he basically got pushed into the sack. If this is actual football terms, that was good offensive tackling, and he pulled the rug from underneath him, and the quarterback ran into the sack. That's a sack, but the quarterback deserves that sack, not the offensive tackle. Right, and then he got up and then pass blocked him again. So she ran into a sack. The quarterback ran into a sack, is my opinion on this moment. Right.
All right, let's move on. Avoid being canceled.
Too late now.
What are the dumbest things men say when they are caught cheating? Shake, I'm gonna let you handle this first. You have much more experience than the rest of us.
I got caught in bed. With somebody, like laying there in bed, and I used the excuse that my aunt died. I started crying. And like I needed to be consoled. This aunt has died 4 times. For different reasons. It has always been the same aunt. I have unfortunately killed this aunt 4 different times. One's in high school for something. One's for cheating. That's probably the most egregious. This wasn't one that I used, but a friend of mine, and this wasn't a dude, this was a she. She said to her man, "Well, I make more money than you, so you can either leave or just take it." I was like, "Yo, that was crazy. That was egregious."
Oh, say that again.
She said, "I make more money than you. You either can just leave or just accept it." Looked him dead in his fucking face and said, "Yeah, she was habitually cheating, and she looked him." looking dead in the windows of his soul and said, "You can either just leave."
My question is, how many aunties have you sacrificed? How many of your aunties have come to a parallax end because of your bait wishing? What if that was your power? Anyone you wish upon, death upon sin?
Oh man, everybody. You would have been dead. Icon be dead. Heero be dead. All my everybody, friends, enemies. I'd be the only one alive. It'd be like the what is the episode of Twilight?
I'm banking on my ancestors to keep me safe. This is an interesting story. So me personally, I've never cheated on anybody, and I've never been cheated on to best of my knowledge. But like, I have to think, like, if I got caught cheating, I'd probably, honestly, if you walked in on me mid-stroke, I'd be like, hey, join. It's not too late. Like, honestly, I would invite said person, my girl, come on in. Hey, you tensions was rough between us from the get-go. Things weren't really working out. The flare was gone. Let me show you where I've been lighting the candle. Come on down. Have a seat. Oh, you want to indulge yourself?
I agree with you. There's no point in lying.
Yeah,
You already caught me.
You're not lying. Like, let's just keep real. Like, we can have this moment, let the games begin and be done with it, or you can be mad about it, storm off and write a song like Taylor Swift. Come on, have some fun. It's the last 2 days.
Or she did like Shaggy wasn't me. Dog, she caught you on the counter, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, on camera. And how you gonna say it wasn't me? That's how you know Shaggy Jamaican, right? Because man got caught. She followed him around the house while he was having freaky sex, right? All over his house, right? And recorded it. And then when she confronts him, she's like, Shaggy, you're cheating on him. He's like, wasn't me. Like, that's crazy.
That's like the hell out of everybody for no reason.
To deny.
There's too many fish in the sea for you to be out here trying to, like, the one thing that always baffles me, because like I'd like to think to myself, if I walked in on my girl cheating on me with a shotgun in hand, I'd look at the guy and say, go ahead, get dressed and leave. And if he says a word, he's catching the first buckshot. But if he leaves without any harm or foul, and it's on him. Because my Odins and my allegiance isn't to him. It's not his ass that I long for. It's her. So my quarrels, my qualms will be with her.
Not.
Because if it was, he would be mad confused. He said,
No. Imagine the roles reversed. Oh no, darling, get dressed. Get out. No. Right there.
He tries to get us like, no, you're good. Don't worry about it. I told her to leave.
Right there, sir.
Just be that R. Kelly trapped in the closet situation.
Oh,
that's what it was about to be.
Next topic, brought R. Kelly in. Let's go. We're out of here.
Right,
we're out of here.
Rest in piss. I said rest in piss, R. Kelly.
Okay, a school superintendent was fired for threatening students because they did not clap loud enough for her daughter. Let's check out the video.
Del Norte High School softball banquet in May of 2023, where Phelps's daughter was given an award. Other players on the team say Phelps accused them of not clapping loud enough for her daughter. Text messages showed Phelps reaching out to a player late at night. Others say Phelps began harassing them and threatened to take away activities, including graduation.
She made life hell for 10 seniors, threatening to bar them from their own graduation if they didn't admit that they did something they didn't do.
All right, long story short, at a award ceremony for the softball team, the superintendent felt the other students, the other teammates, did not clap loud enough for her daughter. Shake, what's wrong with your people?
My people. I don't got people in education. But again, what do I say about Trump? You don't have friends in high places for them not to be friends in high places, right? You don't. Everybody, for the most part, put in a position of power will abuse a position of power. It's just funny that she's using it as stupidly to get people to clap for her daughter, who was probably batting 11th on a 9-man team on the softball team, right? Means she does not play. Literally, if you bat 11th on a 9-man softball team, you don't play it. So, like, if you're going to be a superintendent and you abuse your power, steal from the people. Steal from the people. Do something better, right? Don't be texting like, hey, am I, like, because if you read it, she's like, my recollection of it begs to differ. Like, you're like negotiating with these kids to have them clap for your kid. That's how bad your kid is. That like the other kids like, yeah, we no point even clapping for a Make-A-Wish kid.
Make-A-Wish kid. Oh my god.
We have to talk about this in the sense of how weird it truly is for an adult to have the cell phone numbers and Instagram handles of their students and texting and hitting them up at 11 p.m. Without a shadow of a doubt, if this was coming from a man, no matter how prosperous or how positive the message was, this would be shunned from daylight to dusk. And the fact that this isn't being portrayed as a form of intimidation and bullying that happens to women. A lot of times people like to talk about how media and media and socialites and how the libraries and the books are all scarring our people. Here's the superintendent of a school doing the damage that you fear a book in a library would probably do to your kid. And there's no and the reparation for it is just for her to be fired. We're talking about a woman so invested in her child's life that she's literally ruining other kids' life to make sure she has some semblance of fun. There was a point in my life, and I don't know if this happened. I went to school with the principal's son, and didn't know that was the principal's son until I graduated. I just saw him one day come across the stage, shake hands, and hug the principal, and I was just like, "Oh, that's weird. Why did Dave hug the principal?" Oh, somebody told me the other day that was his dad. I was like, the principal had sex? Like, he was the most strict person in the world, so I couldn't even believe that he had kids. Like, it was just weird to see. So, like, I miss, and this is what I mean by, like, I miss old conservatives who just mind their own damn business. That's the level of conservative that I truly miss back then. She's a conservative who is too invested in other kids' life.
Like, I get what you're saying here, because most of the kids who were the kids of like teachers or like faculty in school, they just wanted to get through the school without everybody knowing that they're related to a teacher, right? Well, even if the teacher was hot, not hot, or annoying, because they knew they were just like, you either have to be a cool kid, or if you weren't already a cool kid, you probably weren't because you were the son of or daughter of a teacher. Like, you were just trying to get through, because kids is ruthless. And let alone she just made it worse for her own kid. Not only is your mother fired, she unemployed like me, right?
Hey, somebody give Shake a job, please. I don't know if I can handle another 30 minutes of this shit, man. Somebody help my boy out.
Right? But so not only is mama unemployed and useless, she might not be employable, or at least not in the educational sector. Again, for not even doing something nice like stealing from the people, just harassing some students saying you're not clapping for my daughter. Like, what this country used to be good with the stupid things we used to do. Like, we used to be a lot better with stupidity. We've gotten even lazier and stupid. I'm cracking down on how lazy we become with our stupidity. That's what I'm cracking down on. We need to call that out. We used to do things in this country, real crime.
And wow.
Put crack in neighborhoods, real crime. Right?
All right.
Put guns in neighborhoods. Now we just harassing teenagers. Adults are harassing teenagers. Pussy shit. Next topic
it is. Granddad got his groove back. An 85-year-old man alleges prostitute carjacked him after they had sex. So,
you got no more to explain on that? You're just gonna leave it there? Like, this 85-year-old and a prostitute having sex, right?
When I found this article, I'm thinking, like, he's a person. I get it. He has needs. But I just never thought about an 85-year-old having Grand Theft Auto prostitute sex. I just...
Okay, first and foremost,
his wife is probably dead.
We're not gonna be sexist and ageist at the same damn time. You pick one of those two, okay, Icon? Right?
I mean, come on, he's 85.
No. It's definitely ageist. Okay?
Now you double down on this. Exclamation D1.
Yes,
down
I'm definitely doubling down because
disrespectful.
No, let's keep it 100 here. All right. She had a second appointment, and those blue pills last an hour to an hour and 45 minutes after the first climax. So let's say Grandpa had an extra bit of pep in his step for each stroke, so she wouldn't want to be late. She's good enough to get it done in 30 minutes, but Grandpa had a little bit of extra help. And who is she to deny services to her esteemed crew? There's prostitutes out here that take prepayment to guarantee service. So let's not sit here and pretend like Granddad was in the right here. At least push come to shove, the least she could do was make sure she got it detailed afterwards. And that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Wow.
I mean,
that's something I expected
like
from
I
Shake,
said,
not from you, Heero.
At least, he got the services before he got carjacked. She could have just stole his car. He's 85, right? We just had a topic about how men shouldn't hit women. She could have just overpowered this 85-year-old man, just whooped his ass, gave him no cheeks, and he's out of a car. She at least traded. If anything, are we sure he gave her money? And she thought, well, if you're not gonna give me no Benjamins, you better give me that hoopty. And
you want to know how good she is at her services? He could have just straight up said, someone stole my car, and didn't have to disclose that he committed a felony and have sex with her. He snitched on himself to say, hey, go easy on her.
Or he got out of a car note. Or he just got out of a car note by saying, my car is stolen, can't be found. Insurance takes the L. You don't pay out of it. That 85-year-old man is either really smart by snitching on himself, by never giving up his
happening name. Here. There's absolutely something else happening here.
They're in cahoots.
The 85-year-old victim in the April 13th carjacking told investigators prior to the incident that he had solicited her for sex, and they had just finished before she took the vehicle, according to the affidavit. In it, the deputy notes that the victim was initially reluctant to press charges against her, indicating he was ashamed and wanted to talk to his daughter. So, what?
Hey, what's your daughter gonna do?
Your daughter cares?
What's she gonna do? So wait. My thing is, I'm assuming they're in a car, right?
Yes.
I'm experienced in vehicular bumping and grinding. Let's just call it that. There should be no way that. Why are you outside the car and she's still in the car? Right? I'm trying to figure out how this scenario where he was outside the car and she was in the car with the keys, right? So he gave up the car. That's why he didn't want to give up the information. This was a trade. He traded the hoopty. He traded the hoopty for some cheeks.
The deputy then asked the lead deputy in the case to arrest the victim for driving without a license.
Wait.
So they arrested Granddad for driving without a license.
Okay. I have more questions now. What type of car is this? Because if the car I'm envisioning is a Cadillac.
85 Cutlass. The Cutlass. It's got to be 85 Cutlass,
right?
With bad suspension.
So, okay. First and foremost, okay, these cops, I don't know how bad cops are. A prostitute stole an old man's vehicle, and we feel more disgusted by the cop who felt the need to arrest an 85-year-old guy because he didn't have a driver's license. Could you imagine that? That's how scummy cops are. But anyway, we're here talking about a situation where I think, Shake, you're spot on. This man has taken his life's joy and pleasures, and he's gained it and attained it from this prostitute who is his mistress. Let's just call it what it is. This is his lover.
At least he loves her. At least he loves her.
Yeah. In his last vote of confidence, he knows that she's been getting to her appointments kind of late. She wants to start her career. She doesn't have a vehicle. It's a big time town. He says, I'll give you my car and we'll report it as even. And there it is, because there's no way a car dealership would have given this 85-year-old man a car note or a car, period, if he didn't have a license. There's no way. So I think this was an ode to Grace. This is a saint. This guy's a saint.
He's trying to make sure a young lady gets to and from work, right? She has a busy schedule, and he's making sure he saw a need. He's like, I have cataracts, my vision's going, right? I shouldn't be on the road anyway. I don't have a license, right? and he's probably on Social Security. He's on fixed income. He don't have all this disposable income to be spending on women. So he's like, I'm gonna make a trade. You do a service for me, right? And I'll make sure you get to and from work. And then that's why the daughter came in, and the daughter was probably like, where's the car? Where's the car, Grandpa? Where's the car, Grandpa? He kept saying it's in the shop. 2 months later, he's like, the car still can't be in the shop. So he's like, damn, now I need a police report. Poor Grandpa was pressed. Grandpa was pressed. He had no idea what to do.
Okay, last topic of the night. King of Petty is back. Here we go. This is bad. A young couple in their mid-30s, they are divorced. They have a young child who passed. At the funeral, they're viewing the body in the casket. They console each other by holding hands while they're viewing their son's body. His new wife feels that this is inappropriate, and she addresses the issue at the moment that they are holding hands, looking in the casket at their deceased child.
Divorce that bitch.
Apparently you feel that's petty. Let's go, Shake.
Divorce that bitch. Right? I'm holding the hand of the mother of my child as like my young child I'm putting my young child in the ground. Right? It's not like I'm trying to beat up like turn a phrase, beat up my ex-wife, be hitting my ex-wife. That's not what I'm trying to do. Right? And even if you felt some type of way, now is not the time. Say it after, right? Say it after. It has nothing to do with, oh, I'm trying to sleep with my ex-wife. If I'm constantly talking to her after the death, and it's like we're using each other to trauma bond, I can understand why you can find that. But in the moment of like you're putting your child in the ground or they're being cremated, right? I can understand you're looking for the only other person who would truly understand the loss of your progeny, loss your literal bloodline, especially as a man. The only two things you provided, the gender and the mitochondrial DNA being gone. That's the only thing you provide. So if she can't handle that, divorce that bitch. You can find another wife. You've already lost a child. You can find a new wife. It's how I feel about if your mother and your wife are drowning, you pick your mother. You can always find a new wife. You never pick another mother.
You want to know what's truly sad about this situation? You lost a child. That can't be deemed a mistake. That's just something bad, terrible that happens, and it's the worst thing that you could wish on a parent. And then the first mistake you could be considered to be made is, being married to a woman that you couldn't stay with for eternity. And then the second mistake is bringing someone who had no business being there to a situation where they could react to it. There's got to be some mental block in people's mind that makes them feel comfortable to involve people who have no business in a situation to be in a situation. This is the equivalent of being pregnant and you're about to go to the hospital and people say, oh, I'm heading to the hospital. Oh, let me head to the hospital. No, that wasn't an invitation. That was just me giving you grace to know that I'm currently about to give birth to my child. And when you get there and you're denied access to the room, don't throw a fit. There's something that needs to be said about a person who willfully who's there to support, but she's really there to spy on you. Because even in the moment where your dick is as limp as can be, watching your child in a casket, in the back of her mind, she imagines you having sex with your ex-wife on top of the casket. That's what's going through her mind. And you have to be some type of sick, sadistic person to think that that's the causality. But this is what we call hurting yourself, confusion. Psyduck hurt itself. You didn't have to bring your ex-wife to, hey, look, this is going to be a very close-knit situation. It's only going to be family only. I'll come back to you and tell you this. And she should have been more than comforting to let you have that. But to imagine someone holding hands like we're in kindergarten and thinking like, oh, Susie's definitely living in his castle. That's got to be some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like it's preposterous. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a guy, a boyfriend who was invited to a funeral where the ex-boyfriend showed up as well. And I'm the new boyfriend. And I sat there, shook hands, and let the things go on. It was like an elderly parent who passed away. So like I was just sitting there. It wasn't like she had a kid or anything like that. But like, to see To see her get up, hug the boyfriend comes shake my hand. He tried to give it a firm shake, but clearly I'm the only one that lifts 400 pounds here. So I let him know what the business was. And to see the grimace in his eye, but also the appreciation that there was no beef or drama there is what it's really well about. Two feelings can't conflate themselves, and this was a time for grieving, not for hating.
Like, I disagree with you on one thing, Heero. I don't think it was wrong for him to invite his ex-wife, right?
Whoa.
His current wife. His current wife to the wedding, to the funeral. His current wife. His current wife, because he probably doesn't assume that she's not going to do that. Just the moment she does that, you have now made this moment. It's over. It's up there for me. It's up. It's done. It's
a mistake.
I'm making a scene. It's a mistake, and you can't make that mistake again. That's a fatal flaw in someone's design character.
I don't think you can make
that
mistake.
No. You can't. No, exactly, Icon. That mistake isn't a mistake that you should be figuring out. You shouldn't be figuring that out on the day on your worst day ever. That's something.
But can you understand that that's a possibility that someone's going to be?
No, let me tell you how this manifests itself. You know that this is possible when you ask her to go get you something from the fridge, and she says, "Why don't you go get it yourself? Why don't you ask that other bitch to go get it for you?" You know, this is when you see, hey, I'm about to go see, imagine he plays baseball. We're about to go see the baseball game. Oh, when's the game? It's at 2:30. Why didn't you invite me? You're going to be at work. I would have taken off. That's when it manifests itself. You see the signs of this psychopathy early and often, but if you choose to ignore it, I then deem it a mistake that you brought about yourself. There's no way she hides this level of psychopathy.
Hold on for a second. So Therapy with T says, it's a very bad situation. Let me put the text up. She could have held off. However, your current partner should be there for you, and they are the support system. So had she waited and just expressed to him how she felt later, would that have been okay?
No. The psychopath.
No, it's not your time, because I'm not. It's not that serious. Like, especially you're choosing to date somebody with a young child. It's not like it's because the story is it's a young child. So you and I'm assuming they're relatively recently divorced. So young child is below 5. I'm assuming.
No, they got to be divorced.
Definitely below.
He's remarried.
No, not for a while. I'm assuming young child will be less than 5. So they're not divorced very long, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right, and to still have enough feelings for each other, or positive feelings for each other, where the ex-wife and ex-husband can be at the same funeral, close enough together where they can be holding hands, right?
I mean,
that's a different level of divorce where it's amicable and it's still young. Not just because it's the son, they would separately grieve even at the same divorce. But she needs to understand you are marrying somebody who has a young child. Like, in theory, you will always play second fiddle to the child, right? And now you trying to be first. I'm putting my kid into the ground. This is not the time for you to voice your opinion. Don't ever voice your opinion on that. Like, unless you see me dicking down my ex-wife in that situation, on top, like Heero said, on the
casket.
Wasn't me. That's a great callback, sir. Great.
It wasn't me.
I lost my train of thought.
I hear what you're saying. I can yield a little bit to that point, but I'm a big proponent of you got to plan more. You got to plan accordingly. And I feel like if you're like, this guy clearly has a bad detection radar for crazy people, because his first wife is gone, and luckily for him, he got out of there without no scars. And now he has a second person, and whether it was through his depression or is his rush to prove he's okay, it's again in a bad way, and it's affecting him. It's affecting him to the core now. It's just like I just couldn't imagine that this person could keep that level of psychopathy hidden for so long.
So when I first found this story, go ahead.
It showed, but human nature wouldn't believe that you wouldn't want to believe, and someone has shown like so much that they would do something like this at a funeral, right? The examples you showed, Heero, of like, can you get something to me? And they say, can you do it yourself? That's little things that, like, in the house, But you're saying, like, you're not expecting that, wow, in my biggest moment of need, not only are you not going to be there, you're going to make it about yourself, right?
But isn't that a mix-up of duality? If someone can't do the little things for you, what makes you think they're going to do the big things for you? Like, our trust is built off of small favors, not off of big action. You don't believe a firefighter is going to save you because you know him personally. It's because what history tells us the firefighter is supposed to do. That's why we believe and trust in certain things. So even if we say I do, best believe every day you're adding credit. Don't become a debit or don't become a debt.
All right. We need to go ahead and wrap this up. Shake.
I told you he was going to get. I told you guys he was going to have a chance to say his speech today.
I'm not saying now. I feel patronized because I'm unemployed. Is that what I'm thinking? I got a job.
You didn't even have to filibuster.
see, like I said, patronized.
Okay, so Shake edged it out with a 3-point win. Please address your audience.
I mean, rightfully so. Like I said, the big lie, the conspiracy that has been running against me for the better part of 2 months, right? Like my man Big T, we're going to prosper in 2024. You know what I mean? We're going to prosper here in 2024.
I'm sorry. Stormy Daniels testified today.
She looked awful, by the way.
You said she looked awful.
Yeah, she's aged terribly from when she first got on the scene.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to talk about that next week. Heero, please address your audience.
And there was actually something really important I wanted to talk about. Anyway, for what it's worth, I don't really care about too much about the personal things that are probably devolving you. What happened to that goal that you set in the beginning of January? It's the 5th month of the year. Have you given up on it yet? Are you still holding true with it? I just want to know. I'm not putting any pressure on you to see if you're still involved with it. But I saw your little subliminal on Twitter about how you wish you had more time, but you were on Twitter, so you have plenty of time. Stop wasting it. Go be great, okay?
I feel like you were talking to somebody. Like, cause I'm like, we don't follow each other on Twitter, right? So like, hopefully they watch the show.
Jake, don't worry. I'm not talking about you, Jake. It's okay.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't to me because I'm like, I don't know you on Twitter, right?
All right, guys. We will be back next week at 8:15 Eastern. That is a Tuesday. I'd like to thank all you guys for being here. Thank you for being involved and chatting. We do appreciate it. You guys make this fun for us. Heero, Shake, as usual, thank you guys very much because I can't do this without you, and I really do appreciate you.
We can't talk, so you definitely can't do a show without us.
This bruh get like one win every 6
episodes. You guys should subscribe. You guys need to subscribe to the channel so we can make enough money to actually pay Shake, because I guarantee you, Shake will wither away if he doesn't eat enough food. So come on, guys.
Oh, we got a long time for you to wither away. We got like a year to the episode.
Gotta feed Shake. Come up.
Have a great night, everybody.
He's withering away.